is a butterfly? What is the first sound of butterfly? What is this? This is an apple. What is the first sound of apple? And what is this? This is a turtle. What is the first sound of turtle? What is a make new word? These alphabets. Bat. Let's use it. Tina, what is this? This is a butterfly. What is the first sound of butterfly? What is this? This is an apple. What is the first sound of apple? What is this? This is a grapes. What is the first sound of grapes? What is a make new word? These alphabets. Bag. Toto, what is this? This is a car. What is the first sound of car? What is this? This is a apple. What is the first sound of apple? What is this? This is a turtle. What is the first sound of turtle? What is a make new words? These alphabets. Cat. What is Tina? What is this? This is a monkey. What is the first sound of monkey? What is this? This is an apple. What is the first sound of apple? What is this? This is a turtle. What is
Everyone,
the first sound of turtle?
I'm Sunita Gandhi, very delighted to be here with you on this episode of the Path Townhall. I'm joined today in the town hall by ma'am here, Sabha Mirza, who is a head trainer working with us in our schools and training teachers in what we called the Path pedagogy and the Alpha pedagogy. We'll get back to you on that a little more. But first introductions, Sabha ma'am, about yourself.
A very happy good morning to all of you. I'm Sabha. I'm working with ma'am, Dr. Sunita Gandhi, for around 4 years, and we are here to show you Path, a small town hall, and we'll discuss about it.
Okay, so what is Path? I think we need to mull over what could a new education look like and feel like, and that's where we are engaging in a discussion across the country and well beyond about this movement that we're calling Path movement for transforming education. So first, do we agree that education needs a reform, and not just reform, it needs transformation? If we disagree, then obviously, we are definitely at different points in our thinking, and but we need to question a little more, because can a good school do better? So if we feel ours is a really good school, we're the best in town or the best in the country, as we sometimes believe, and sometimes it is the case. But what does that best mean? And how can we help a great school become greater? And so we've been doing research work here in City Montessori School, Lucknow, which is my family-run school. And it is the biggest school in the world, and we can claim, okay, we're also very good because we have so many children, being the biggest. But I think what we found in our research is that it can do a lot better. So, and this is not just, people's evidence or talking about it, we've seen it in data. And I think data matters. So, for example, we just recently concluded a study, a third-party evaluation of our grade 3 to 12, and in which we picked up data for those schools that were implementing this pedagogy called Path, which we newly introduced over the last 4 years, and especially last year and this year, because more campuses took it up. And so what was the difference between those campuses that took up Path Alpha and those who did not? And so a good school, can do better is seen in the results, as in like the 16 campuses that did not take Alpha for grade 3, and 5 campuses that did grade 3, the difference was 10 and 11 percentage points. So, for example, for English, the average mark on this third-party competency-based analysis was 63%. for the 16 campuses out of 21 that did not take alpha. For alpha campuses, it was 73% points. So the difference was 10 percentage points, which is quite amazing because it's on the average that percentage went up. We looked at the standard deviation also, that was lower, again showing that the spread was less. That means the children at the bottom end had come up. Similarly, for mathematics, the results were 60 for the 16 campuses that did not take alpha. And for those who took alpha, it was 71%. So 11 percentage points difference. So we can truly say that a good school can do better. And of course, third-party evaluation can go up, can go down, but you can't say the comparison can be wrong because the same test was monitored in the same school in different campuses. And so we can say, yes, there is a new path forward. So welcome to our Path Town Hall online, where we discuss what may be possible as we unfold education for the future. And as we move into what we may all agree, whether we disagree on certain ways to get there, we may all agree that education needs to be purposeful, it needs to be active, it needs to be transformative, and it needs to be holistic. Right. So that is the path forward. We can all agree, but we may not agree the way we go forward. And here we are proposing that you might look at and just give it a quick thought, something called ALPHA, Accelerating Learning for All. And this was a result, a culmination of 20 plus years of research in education, which began in Iceland in 2001, where we had been fortunate to get government's 2 charter schools. We bid for them and we won the bid. So basically, Íslenska Menntasamtökin, which is Icelandic Society for Education, and society I set up there, won the bid, and we began our amazing research work. We just had buildings, we had furniture given by the government, but everything else was free for us to do. And I think this is the exercise we need to do often, is what if I had the full freedom to do whatever I wish. I just had my building, my children, my teachers, my furniture and my materials, whatever I need in the school building, and I have complete freedom to do as I wish, what I wish. What would my school look like? And I think let's reimagine that as well. Could it be different, or will we continue to do what we're doing because we're very happy with what we're doing? So where is Alpha today and Path? So Path was launched on the 16th of this month by Sri Rajnath Singh Ji, our Defence Minister, who was formerly the Minister of Education of Uttar Pradesh. And he's an educator at heart, and it's really nice to have his endorsement for the Path movement, which of course everybody can agree and may join. We have the Alpha pedagogy in 10,000 schools of India now, started in 2022, so that's just 3 years into it, as in number of months. And it's the 4th academic session, if you like, because sessions go in a different rhythm. And 10,000 government schools and some budget private schools and elite schools of private schools, if you like, have been privy to this pedagogy. And we have MOUs now also for some 35,000 schools, including the 10,000 that we are working in. Without an MOU, you can't do anything. And it's been adopted by City Montessori School. Last year in particular, we had the books for the first time. Before that was being done electronically by e-books on the screen as a 45-day intervention. We were doing research. Does the group that does Alpha do better than the group that does not? Last year, we finally had books in the bags of the children that are now this year again being followed. It's grown from last year 14,500 children. So that was 12 campuses of CMS taking up Alpha, to this year 19 of the 21 campuses taking up Alpha, and that is in grades kindergarten to grade 2 and grade 3-5 campuses. And that's where we had the data we shared earlier. So total of 21,000 children this year. So we can say that yes, a good school may do better. Of course, it is something that doesn't happen automatically, because we often worry so much about what the parents will think, how will the parents like something and all that. So every private school takes a lot of calculated decision. And so it was at CMS. It was took 3rd year last year to actually take it as a program. But because we also didn't want to get into the market without being very sure that this is working and that the parents are happy. And you'll be happy to know that the number of parents that we have in terms of retention, it has grown dramatically. In fact, grades 1 and 2 contribute this year to 80% of the retention, which is just phenomenal. We had never ever expected that. So basically, in terms of what are the outcomes, so we look at the end before the beginning. Obviously, we must always look at the end. Christ said that. And also, I think if we look at 7 habits of highly effective people, so there it is also written that we should look at the end before we begin. So what's the end? What we want at the end? And I think NEP 2020 is a highly progressive policy. And we can take 3 things out of it. One is, of course, NEP 2020 is talking about active student engagement. Normally we see the teachers all animated, all busy in the front, doing the million things that she does or he does in the front, and the children are listening passively most of the time, and they're watching. Sometimes a very good teacher, a very good progressive school will have the children very active. So they're doing things, they're doing projects, they're doing umpteen things. And so the classes are active, and teacher is also active, but not so much active as in the past. And here what we're saying with Alpha is the shift from teaching to learning. How does that happen? So the classroom actually has the agency to run the show by themselves. Now that seems like an implausible situation. And most teachers feel that, well, if I don't teach, how will they learn? How do I empower them so they can learn? And how do I make not just the class active, but a thinking classroom, but a classroom that's creating and co-creating their own learning. So activity we can give, we can say, okay, everybody's going to do hands-on learning today. We're going to do maths, and we're going to do it in this way or that way. We're going to face each other. We're going to do constructivism. So it'll be think, pair, share. Everybody look at each other and work with each other and do such and such. So all these make the classroom active. But we are talking about going a notch further, which is saying giving them the agency to create and co-create learning. And what does it mean? We'll break it down in a minute, but essentially it's happening in the classrooms we are working with across the country. That's 10,000 or so. 10,000 schools, that's a lot more classrooms. And it's developing also, this giving agency to the children is developing in the children holistic skills, and which NEP refers also to as 21st century skills and spells them out as the 4 of the Michael Fullan 6 21st century skills. So these are communication,
critical thinking, creative thinking, creativity,
yes,
collaboration.
Fabulous, fabulous. So we can go in any direction, but collaboration is at the heart of this transformation. Collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, we say these are 4 really essential. Of course, because NEP 2020 also says these are the most important, we need to focus on them. And what are the outcomes that a parent wants? I think they want their children to be very confident. And I think sometimes we are compromising on that confidence because the children are being compared directly, indirectly, or very early on they get the idea, I'm not good enough. I'm not good in mathematics. I'm not good in English. I'm not good in academics. I'm not good in sports. I'm not good in music. Well, how about saying you're good in everything? You're just waiting to blossom. You know, you're ready to blossom. You know, it's just taking its time. That's okay. We all, blossom at different times. All the flowers in the garden blossom at different times, of the same kind, of the same plant blossom at different times. So we need to see children as possibilities, and that's what a parent would also like to know, that my child you're seeing as a possibility. And that confidence is supremely important. In terms of communication skills, also very important to have spoken English skills, spoken language skills in any language, mother tongue. We should be flawless, fluent, with rich vocabulary. Reading skills, of course, as a part of this, LS, learning, speaking, reading and writing, LSRW context. So the children must have all those 4, and these are well-known paradigms. But how do they speak well in English if the only conversation they hear in the class is sit down, get up, open your tiffin, form a line, and things like that, where they really actually have very little time for interaction with each other. And when they do, they break into the language they speak at home, because that's natural. So how do you make English natural? And that's been a concern for a lot of parents, because obviously it's a world language and every child must be super fluent in it, because otherwise they are not able to tap into as many possibilities as they exist for them. Of course, they want them to be good in studies. Now, what does good in studies mean? What if I shared with you that it is possible that children of grade 1 are breaking the mold of grade 1, they're actually doing grade 2 work, and easily and comfortably and naturally. And grade 2 is doing grade 3 or above. Kindergarten is doing grade 1 or above. So every child is, or every class is a grade higher or more, and naturally and in less time. So imagine finishing your year's coursework in half a year. And that, of course, is a huge winning proposition, because we know what happens in a school. There's a lot of mad rush to finish the syllabus around test times, and we follow the same mad cycle. We rush through the syllabus, we rush through preparation for a test, or parents rush through that at night. The kids are working till late night. We're talking about till grade 8, grade 12, even the little ones, unfortunately. And we have the teachers rush through marking as quickly as they can, prepare the report cards, and we rush through the PTMs, and then we give every parent a dosage of what their child is all about. And usually it's showdown time, not always meant to be, and not always done in that way. But obviously parents are a little scared, what will the teacher tell me about my child? And they only want to hear good. Many parents, yes, they want to know, okay, can you tell me what else can he do? Can you tell me what else, what is he not doing so well, or she not doing so well? And of course, parents are curious to know both sides of it, but the way it is presented also matters. So what if you could report, and truly so and authentically so, that your children are doing really well, that yes, there are areas of improvement, but let the child tell himself or herself where, because they have the diagnostic report in front of them. They know, because they've done so much of feedback, ongoing basis with each other, they know already what needs to be done better. And so they can articulate, I think I can work on my tables, they can say, for example. Yes. So there's a lot of good in studies definition changes when you talk about going, more into more learning in less time. And that's what is possible. And of course, all parents want the children to be respectful towards them. They want them to be obedient, and to be sensitive, kind, empathetic, and so many qualities, which of course are called holistic in the NEP 2020. And we need to ensure that transformation is happening in the classroom, not as a once in a while morning assembly or quote on the wall or something like that, or even a story that leads to a moral, or even a role play. I used to be very gung-ho about role plays, but I feel that there is a different way that is enabling that on a real-time basis daily in the laboratory of a classroom itself. And how is that possible? So let's look at this picture here from a government school, where we see these teachers being trained and being empowered to do topics like things that they always feared, division in mathematics, teachers themselves fear. And some of them do, but not all, but still there are plenty of them. And imagine that they are empowered, okay, this can be done so much easier, so much better in this another way. And then they are able to share their joy back with the class. They figured out a technique, and now the class is doing it. And what you notice here is the teachers are learning in pairs, and the classroom is also working in pairs. And so this is grade 2 in a school in Lucknow, government school in Lucknow. 84 divided by 3 is the sum they're solving using ice cream sticks, matchsticks, and some what we call the number strip, which is giving them place value as well. Okay, so let's see, let's do an activity now. Yes. All of us try this out with your children and in your context. So very, very simple. We scaffold differently in all subjects, but the principle is known to unknown, and then concrete to abstract, and then simple to complex. Bingo. So those are the principles that we've always held strong, but for some reason they don't translate into study material and therefore into the classrooms as much as it could and should. And perhaps we don't trust our children that they can learn by themselves. So what you'll notice here, what's different, please see with that eye, that we are not just doing an activity, we are actually showing pairs of children, the whole class is divided in pairs, sitting in a classroom, and we're showing them how to do something by each other, with each other, and by each other's efforts, so they can then replicate that experience with each other in the classroom. So that replication is what is we are empowering them for. So teacher will never go alone in the class and say, okay, we're going to do such and such, today's chapter such and such, page so and so, please open it. It's not like that. Hey, let's begin with an activity. How about this activity? So may I have a person who can be my partner? So I go and dip into the jar in which I have ice cream sticks with names of all my children, and I pick out one, or even a roll number. I just pick out one roll number, and roll numbers are better because sometimes teachers pick a stick, but maybe their favorite child, and children kind of guess, oh, she's the favorite one again.
Always.
Okay, so you put roll numbers on the sticks, pick a roll number. You may not remember who that roll number is, hopefully, and you will then say, okay, I need roll number 38, please come forward. So roll number 38 comes forward, and that he or she becomes a partner. So then we do this activity together. So we're with that activity empowering, so they can do similar activity on their own, not the same numbers that we do, but different numbers, but the same activity. So this is truly how Alpha works. Alpha being accelerating learning for all pedagogy that underpins the PATH program. Okay. So we have two puppets. Please explain who they are.
So I'm Tina.
I'm Toto.
Okay. So Toto, I am making one number. Can you guess?
Surely, I'd love to. $33.
Well done.
Good job. Thank
okay,
you.
Toto. Can you show me the same number using ice cream sticks and matchsticks?
For sure.
Very good. Well done. Now, you write this number because I want to see it in written form.
Did I get it right?
Done. You did it.
Awesome. So what is different is that first we're doing kinesthetic. So kinesthetic is just the clap and snap activity. A clap means a 10 and a snap means 1. And what she has just done is a teacher-child, one part of the teacher-child demo. Now the demo is never complete till we do a child-to-teacher demo, right? Yes. So I have to now ask my teacher some questions. Definitely. And I'll make a kinesthetic connect. First, we'll just do a whole bunch of kinesthetic activities before we do concrete and the abstract. You've understood the process. We'll do a whole bunch of kinesthetic activities. So I'll make a number with 10s and 1s, and then she'll tell me what number it is.
$52.
Well done. Good job, Tina. Okay. So now, can we make a hundreds number, Tina?
Yes,
okay.
Definitely.
So I'll make a hundreds number. No, but it's your turn now. So you have to make. So children tell each other whose turn it is. So if I had a turn to make a number, now I remind her it's her turn, or she can say, hey, wait, it's my turn. So your turn to make a hundreds number.
So I'm making one number.
Well, you have to tell what that is.
This is 100.
A shoulder tap is 100.
Yes.
So can you start again?
Now.
Because, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 100, 200, 10, 1. So that's 11. So 311. Did I get that right? No.
You can try it again.
Okay, so can you make it again? I'll try again. 100, 200, 10. Oh, 211. Did I get that right?
Yes, this time you are absolutely right.
So we're also teaching children when they get it wrong to say, try again. So then this process repeats itself.
Now you show this number using ice cream sticks.
Okay, I'll be happy to show you. 100 is a bundle of ice cream sticks. A 10 is one ice cream stick.
I made 200.
Oh yes, thank you for reminding me.
Yes.
Thank you. That's 211. Yeah. So I can write it down too?
Yes.
Okay, did I get that right?
Done.
Thank you. So basically, this is how they keep making numbers from kinesthetic to concrete to abstract. And so how many numbers can we make between 0 and 99? Just the claps and snaps, how many numbers can we make?
99?
99, because there's 1, 2, up to 99.
Yes.
So 23 becomes also 32. So there's no other permutation possible. So 99 numbers. So is it better to tell children, okay, all of you make 5 numbers and I'll write them on the board and all of you are going to make 5 numbers? Or is it better to say for the next 5 or 10 minutes, make as many numbers as you wish?
Make as many is always better.
Is better. Why is it better?
Because every child has its own pace, and when they are given freedom, they are happy.
Yes, and there's one more point. That's a good point. One more point, that is that children are working, of course, at different paces, but they're also pacing faster than we will ever want them to. We don't think that they will, but they will make so many more numbers than we imagine. So if we give them 5 or 10, we're limiting them. While in that time, some will make 5 or 10 numbers immediately, and they'll sit there and wait for the others to catch up. Here, there's no reason to wait. Just keep making as many as you can. And this is also a process of, improvement, growth that happens by itself. So instead of teachers saying, oh, you got that wrong, a big cross and this and that, the children are providing what's called the control of error, a feedback loop that is helping each other grow. And today I'm sitting with one person. We also do what's called random pairing, and tomorrow I'm sitting with one other person. So that in that manner, I am maybe sitting with somebody who is stronger than me. Maybe another day I'm the stronger one, and therefore learning is shared. And what we found is all children benefit. The whole class now works in pairs, as you can see in this video coming up. And they are able to learn a lot more, a lot faster, and not just that some children improve, all children improve, including those at the top. Because sometimes we wonder what will happen to the children at the top, because they're always explaining to us. That's not the case here at all. And our data has shown how the distribution changes in the histogram, how it goes from, let's say, 1/3 of the class doing really well to, say, the other way around, where 2/3 of the class is doing really well and 1/3 needs to catch up a little more. But even that 1/3 is stronger than in the past.
How many hundreds are there?
There are 300. How many tens are there?
There are 20 numbers.
No, there are 2 tens.
How many thousands are there?
There are 2,000. How many ones are there?
There are only ones.
Now read the number.
3,321.
So learning in pairs, as you can see, is very enriching, self-correcting, and empowering. It's a joyous learning process. They enjoy. There's a lot more focus. There's a lot more concentration that's happening than when we control the show in the front and from the front, or even from the middle. Even when we group the kids, it works not as well as 1:1 pairing. So what do we provide? Let's unpack our 360-degree program. So here you can see lots of children doing their activities in pairs, data handling, and so many other things. It just creates so much more variety than we would give them through a workbook textbook combination. So we are saying that according to NEP 2020, we need to shift our focus from
Teaching to learning.
teaching to learning. So what does it mean? Most of us are still at the teaching level, and when we do convert to learning, that means children are actually co-creating learning. Then it's working a lot better. And this is what we are calling in our PATH program as the process-led transformation. So process is here most important. Books endorse that process. Then teacher growth is not just a sporadic activity, at the beginning of the session, sometime around the summer break, sometime around the winter break. And now, of course, CBSE board requires that we do a lot of learning, as in
50 hours
45 hours now.
Okay.
Which is a lot of hours of learning.
The teachers are learning every day, enabled by prompts in the book themselves.
Yeah, so you see that they are learning by the prompts that are in the books, and so the books are becoming daily learning opportunity for the teacher. So by implementing that activity, like such as when we have shown, this is in the books, and it's at the bottom of every page, by the way. And every half a page, when the module is only half a page, the modules are very visual in the books, but that half a page is what empowers them. And I'll show you how that works. We'll show you how that works.
And parents' engagement.
Then it is parent engagement.
Daily home stretch and in-class activities, prompts appreciated by parents.
Right. So there is a lot of home stretch activities, which are also mentioned in the book itself as prompts at the bottom of every page and every module.
Buddy books, not just books.
Right. So these books are also buddy books as in how to work in pairs. These are buddy books as in like with the different process in mind. So that's all integrated inside the books. So we feel that this is, an important piece also because they're highly visual. So children can tell, oh, I think I know what my task is. Even the very little ones can tell what my task is. So for example, the arrangement you see on our table with the sticks is actually shown in the module. So children know, okay, this is the arrangement we need to make. So the top side of this is the numbers bank, and below is the material that I take out, that's my numbers that I'm working with. And I give it back to the bank and I take it from the bank. So, it's facilitated by the books, what we want to accomplish. So books come in secondary, but they are an important part of what we feel is the process we need to create, and the training and the empowerment we need to give our teachers. Training empowerment also happens once a week through what we call grow circles, where teachers meet in their schools on a Friday or a Saturday, and for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and there's a certain format to what they do. We also have, of course, assessments and reports. Every program has what we are trying with the PATH, this high PATH program within PATH, where we're also giving the assessments, which are very visual, colorful, and for little ones, they come with a demonstration, so you don't have to verbalize, you don't have to say what to do. They worked on similar things in the books, they worked on similar worksheets, so they know what to do here intuitively. And
EdTech tools. EdTech tools bridge the classrooms to the future.
Right. So we also have these EdTech tools, which are basically on the app, everything you need, and parents have access to it, so they can also do those things at home. So so we've done mathematics, if you like, numeracy, and we now look at how do we approach literacy, because the scaffolding is vastly different to what we have been used to and how we've been doing it. So I'll have Sabha ma'am help me, but you can see a picture here of a government school teacher, and these children have made what we use throughout all our programs, whether it's private schools or government schools, Tina and Toto puppets. So they're ice cream stick puppets that children make on their own, and they keep them in an envelope that they make on their own, and they learn using them. They hold the stick while they're reading, so that actually builds a lot of concentration on the reading. So we don't use fingers as much as we use these things. It focuses the energy. So there are a lot of little itsy-bitsy things, but essentially the difference is major in terms of how quickly children learn how to read. I know this is one of the biggest needs of children today, and foundational literacy and numeracy is a goal of Nipun Bharat and NEP 2020 that all schools, private or public, are expected to do. So how do we get children to read within a month, 2 months, 3 months, rather than 3 years? That has been our endeavor, and we've shown that's entirely possible, but through a vastly different take on how we teach learning. So we'll share with you in terms of English, for example, that normally we teach letters like A, B, C, D, or we teach letter sounds, or we teach both. Letter sounds being, for example, B says ba or C says ka. So these are different in the Alpha program, and the pathway is a different take, which is basically picture sounds. And not just picture sounds, putting pictures together in this manner, as you see on the board, children are able to make words from the beginning. They do not know that letter at the bottom of the pictures. They see them as sound symbols, and this is not something that we teach them. It just naturally, what is the first sound, and that first sound is in car, ka. So that's represented by that symbol there. We don't call them letters at all for the long, long time. And so that's known to unknown. What's known here is the picture, while earlier neither B was known, nor C was known, nor the C sound as ka or B sounds as ba, because B doesn't say ba to anybody, right? B says B. So how does it say ka, ba? Is because my teacher told me so, and so it is rote learning at the beginning. And here's how the process flows. So we take turns, as we agreed earlier, that this is the way they get empowered to do it by themselves and with each other. And that empowerment is what we're looking for. This is transformation from teaching to learning. So here we'll demonstrate again as a pair, and then the children, the whole class will do it as a pair.
Okay. So Toto, are you ready to read something with me?
I'm ready.
Okay. So look at the first picture and tell me, what is this?
This is a car.
Very good. So can you tell me the first sound of car?
The first sound of car is k.
Car. Look at the second picture and tell me, what is this?
The second picture I see is that of an apple.
Well done.
Thank you.
What is its first sound, Toto?
Apple a.
Very good. Now look at the third picture and tell me, what is this?
That is tub.
First sound? Well done. So can you add these sounds and tell me which word will you get?
Cat.
Wow, you did it.
Thank you.
So now it's my turn.
It's your turn. Okay. So what is this? The first picture.
It is a bus.
What's the first sound?
B.
What is this? Second picture.
Apple.
What is the first sound?
A.
What is this third picture?
Goat.
What's the first sound?
G.
What is the new word?
B. A. G. Bag.
Excellent. Well done. Excellent. Terrific. So that's how the language learning starts, rather than as, okay, children, everybody, B says ba, okay? So that is totally different. And of course, you can use the long form or the short form, and people have different views on that. We've had children in Shamli, for example, they say ba sa, and somehow it becomes ba sa bus. So I think it doesn't matter, but ultimately choose whatever you think is best. But work with that process is what we are really wanting you to think about, and see that this is perhaps a very good way to convert teaching to learning. Okay, please, go ahead. We'll watch a video.
Fish. What is the first sound of fish? First sound of the fish. What is this? This is the orange. What is the first sound of orange? First sound of orange. Oh. What is this on the X6? This is a wheel. What's on the wheel? What? What is this? This is an insect. What's on the insect? Eat. What is this? This is a goat. What's on the goat? Goat. What? Eat. Goat. This is bag. What's the voice on the bag? Book. What is this? This is the orange. What's the voice on orange? Oh. What is this? This is X. The first one X. Book. Box. This is a zebra.
Will encourage you to go on the page gettylearn.org. So that is GETI for Getty, learn, LEARN of course, .org/PATH, path. So on that page, if you scroll down, you'll see videos and it says watch more videos. Click on it, you'll get to a Google Drive and it has quite a few videos. So you can see loads of them. And they're videos of teacher-child demonstrations, of child-child demonstrations that we do, children working in the whole class in their pairs, hundreds of these videos. Then we have home stretch activities, because that's what they do afterwards, is stretch that learning at home. And then there is a lot of other things like grow circle meetings, You see the whole process in different folders. There are different videos backwards through what's happening in a classroom. And of course, teachers get trained, but we don't need that long trainings. We need just a very short training at the beginning of the start of the program, and an orientation, if you like. They get empowered, they like what we're doing, they feel empowered, they want to go it and immediately do it in their classes. And then the books provide all the support they need throughout the year. As each book has these modules, you can see one module up on the screen, and it has prompts at the bottom for the teacher. Prompts are written as direct instructions that the teacher can read out if they don't have time to really think through, but hopefully they do, and they can say it in their own words, the same things. So here what do we have is, ma'am, you can explain.
First of all, it is an activity for sentence making. Pair up. The first prompt I am reading. Take turns to make sentences using one word from each of the column, A, B and C. You can use any words from each of the columns. For example, my dad makes dinner. You make one sentence.
Okay. I can make a sentence. My dog runs on a car. In a car.
Well done.
See, I can even correct, or you can correct me if I get it wrong, the
Sure.
in or on or anything like that. This would probably be a grade 1, grade 2 activity where they're making sentences on their own and with each other. So again, we're looking to make modules that empower the children so that they can create sentences, take turns to create. I create one, my pair creates one, and vice versa. We continue that process for making all the sentences we can with the given list of nouns, verbs and nouns. But further, we can have children add their own list, and that's the prompt number 2 that ma'am is going to read.
Okay. Make up your own list of nouns and verbs in 3 columns as above, and make new sentences of your own.
Yep, so here we can have the children make similar module for themselves. So we don't need workbooks. Actually, they can go in and make a list together and on their own at home with a home stretch activity, where they make their list of nouns, verbs and nouns, and then they make loads and loads of sentences, some in writing, some they come back and relate the next day to their partner for the next day. They can even do the third part. And here, basically, if you look, I mean, it can lead to a story. Ma'am can read the prompt, but it can also lead to sentences that I will make with blanks. And then those blanks, my partner will answer. So it's a quiz I'm making for my partner. And the kids are becoming super good at making these kinds of quizzes.
Third prompt is, make up a prose like, I live with my mother, father, sister and Tommy, our pet dog. We like to ride in a car. When we go to the beach, Tommy likes to run after the ball. I think I saw a UFO once in my dream. There were many aliens. I also saw a monster once, but I was not scared. I like to play
Dash.
dash. Can you fill this?
I like to play ball.
I like to do dash.
I like to do, I can say I like to cook.
I like to do
Many things.
well done.
No, anyway, the kids can make it, so we don't have to.
My favorite subject is
Hindi.
very good. My best friend is
Sabha.
thank you so much.
Okay. So this is how the children can continue to work for hours. We give them a trigger, a starting point through our teacher-child demonstration, child-child demonstrations. Now the kids are on a roll, and the modules support that kind of deeper engagement, broader engagement, and for hours of engagement afterwards. And of course, they go from very simple things like to just make sentences, to adding to the word list, making new sentences, to making a story, looking up words in the dictionary, coming up with a whole bunch of theme-based words. It can be so many things. And then, of course, making worksheets for each other. We will not do this activity coming up, but basically it's a very fantastic activity. Again, a prompt you can see here for it. But basically, children will make chits of all the 26 letters of the alphabet. This is when they know already the alphabet. And this would be a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 activity, in fact. And where they will make pick out, say, 3 vowel chits and 5 consonant chits. And then they will open it up and put it on the table They'll initially have a pile of 5 vowels and the remaining consonants on the table, 21 consonants, and they will be upside down. And so from pile 1, my partner will pull out 3 vowels upside down, but turn them face up, and I will pull out 3 randomly, 5 consonants, and I'll put them face up. And so now we have our new list, and we can continue to do this again and again and again, dip back into that the 2 piles and create new and new word lists, letter lists, and from that the word list. We can do a lot of other things with those words, and similar to what we did earlier, even make synonyms and so forth. But the prompts help the teacher relate what is to be done by the children and demonstrate that, and then the children get going for hours. Sabha ma'am, can you read what it says here in the prompts? What can they be? Firstly, do you think there's a question here, which is better, 5 words dictated by a teacher or 5 minutes of paired activity of this nature?
5 minutes of making words is always better.
Right, but we don't do that. We normally dictate. We normally don't empower the children. We tell everything what they need to do, and they keep waiting for our instruction. Here, they don't have to wait for instruction. They have been empowered. They can do whatever they need to in this activity on their own and be even more creative than the activities we've asked them to do. For example, the stretch activities here are...
Okay. So, these 8 letters here can make 159 words. Children do not need to make all, but certainly they can make many. Follow on activities can include: number 1, look up the dictionary for new and interesting words made by your partner or at another table. Number 2, take turns to make sentences with the words. Number 3, make a story with these words. Number 4, draw pictures, etc.
Yeah, so they can do, look up a dictionary, they can make up synonyms, antonyms, they can do a lot of sentences, as ma'am has just read out. So these are all prompts, and teachers know what to do also intuitively, and teachers have become very creative. This is really awesome to see, because they come with many more activities and a variety that we have never seen before. And it's just a wow moment for all of us. So love to get your feedback. So in chat, indicate if you think such activities can engage children for hours, or you think they require a lot of teacher intervention, or you think that these are just not exciting enough. So 1, 2, or 3. Yep. So please put in chat 1, 2, or 3. The next question is, do these activities shift focus from teaching to learning? And you may answer yes or no. Do they shift focus from teaching to learning? Yes or no? It's just a Y or an N. Please type in chat. So following this, what you will notice is that because children are making their own words, their own sentences, their own stories, the amount of writing that they do is humongous. It's at least 3 and sometimes more than 5 times what we would normally get them to write otherwise, where we actually control what they do. And we give them very, very similar things to do, where they're not empowered to do what they want to do. And this is joyful writing. Writing has been so boring in the past for a lot of kids, and they don't like writing. Here they love writing. This is a major, major shift. Okay, how does empowerment happen here? We've seen some examples of it, but let's look at what do the prompts actually look like in our buddy books. So basically you would have a definition. For example, in this story, this is about an owl that lives in a forest, but it's a lazy owl. And so because he's lazy and certain things happen around the owl, there are some causes and there are certain effects. So this is at the end of that chapter, that's episode 1 of the story, that the definition is given on the very bottom of that page. It talks about cause, what is cause, what is effect, with examples. And then you've seen here it says in class, 2 different prompts, and then at home, another prompt. So home stretch, we say stretch what's at in the class, stretch it at home. We're not talking about homework. because that may be, okay, from page such and such, do question such and such, write three stories or one story and 5 sentences. Those are very predictable kind of things, but what we want is to unleash a process that enables them to go further and further and more, both in broader sense, more sense, and also in the deeper sense. Okay, so I'll have ma'am read out what it says regarding cause and effect for in-class and home stretch activities.
Sure. In class, the prompt number 1 says, look at the colors on the owl's wings. Each color links a cause to its effect. Prompt 2, for each color, read the cause statement on the left and match it to the correct effect on the right. Do not forget to color the owl's wing with the same color as the cause.
Okay, so it's very clear and it's very helpful to a teacher, because rather than just having a story and maybe some questions at the end and some connect activities for grammar and listening and speaking skills, all important, of course, nobody's saying not important, but how about getting the child to actually create and co-create their own learning based on the triggers that we provide in the chapter itself, right? So here's one trigger, and there are many of them, many types of activities as well. So you can see that, yes, this work will then stretch at home in a different way, but it's stretch. It does not require a tutor, and that's the key thing, that we don't want adults, tutors, teachers, and parents, parents bugging them to do their homework. None of that's seen anymore.
So home stretch prompt I am reading, write a few causes in your notebook. The next day your partner will read them and tell the effect for each one. Example, I forgot my umbrella. Can you tell me the effect?
Well, I got wet in the rain.
But in the sun, what will be the effect?
Oh, I felt very hot afterwards.
Well
I was
done.
burning, my skin was burning.
Excellent.
Okay, so they can make, in fact, here what's prompting them to do is at home make a whole bunch of causes and come back the next day and have the partner tell what the effects might be. It doesn't always have to be a written activity in the question answer type written activity. And they love making questions for each other. Parent empowerment, parents are feeling so supported because it's not just the occasional or even the daily entry by the teacher or by the child in a diary that says this is what your child did at school today and this is what your child will do at home tonight, and usually it's a page number so and so and these number of sums or whatever it might be. It is a big support when they get these home stretch prompts, because they know what exactly happened in the class with the in-class prompts and with the home stretch what the child is going to do at home. So they can act in support rather than as teachers. And many parents are learning brand new ways of engaging their children. They're becoming very excited because they themselves are learning English, for example, at home, or even mathematics and so many other subjects and general knowledge and so forth. And they're becoming better at engaging with the children in terms of how they take turns, for example. It's not the child is teaching them.
Yes.
Mama, it's your turn. My turn now, your turn now. So this is really awesome to see. We won't have time to see this video, but just to say that there are many videos in that on that path page I mentioned to you. And here you see these kids, mothers and children, engaged in their Tina Toto activities in different ways. It's delightful to see that. And here's another example of how parents, not only parents, but children are empowered, because they now have the understanding of what they need to do with the Tina Toto puppets. This video I would like to show you because it concretizes what a home stretch looks like for the child and how the child feels empowered in this process. They're using the language also of what they're doing, so that is really clarifying their English and their inquiry mind and so many other things is empowering them with.
My name is Ojal Singh. I study in class 1st M. Today we are going to learn some 2-digit subtraction with our maths toolkit. So let's get started with my friend Tina and Toto. First, we have to subtract 22 from 34. 1, 2, 3. Now we have to do 4 words. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the number 34. Now we have to subtract. Let's subtract 2 from 4. We got 2 words.
So these videos never end to amaze us, and we're always glued to them. We see these every day from the teachers coming into our WhatsApp groups. Here, for example, on the left is a grade 1 child who is in her book has this poem called Gubbare, and how she's created this whole setting. Parents have become mostly videographers now, because kids go home and they immediately want to take a video because they feel empowered, they want to do something and they want the parents to capture it. So parents are playing subservient roles, and often parents, meaning fathers, also getting engaged, which we never saw so much in the past. So it is delightful to see that. But here some parent or the other is taking video of this little girl from grade 1 reading with expression the poem in her book called Gubbare. And on the right, we see kindergarten children. It's not even end of the year yet. Academic year is probably halfway through. And this video was probably taken a month ago. These kindergarten children are reading newspapers, both English and Hindi. And that is what the new scaffolding, known to unknown, picture to sound, leads them to be able to decode sounds and blend words. And then they learn the digraphs and other parts of other English expressions. And they're able to then read a newspaper. And with Hindi, they can read matras, they can read Ref, Paden, they can read Sanyuktakshar and everything. They can read the difficult language of the newspaper. It's not that they should read the newspaper, but that they can, and this is what is really remarkable. So again, please watch our videos on that path link, and you can see how that's happening. And all the children are learning better. As you can see, there's a vibrant classroom environment, there's an engaged classroom environment, there's a lot of agency that children have, and there's a lot of creativity and critical thinking that's going on. The 4C that we talk about in the NEP context, they're all built in here naturally. They're not add-ons to a system. And here again, multiplication, for example, this is grade 2 children doing multiplication of numbers that we never thought they would do. But here these kids are making questions for each other. For example, they've set the question of 1,385 multiplied by 3. Now that's a whopping large number, but we don't stop them because we have so much more time than we ever had before. And these kids, if they want to get into deeper things, we don't set a glass ceiling for them. No, you're grade 2, you're only supposed to know till 99 and operations within 99 rather. But they know a lot more. And many schools see that, they know a lot, but the syllabus is stuck at a certain level. But here the syllabus is made in a way that's malleable, flexible, it allows further getting into. And so if they get to the next class, they get to revise what they did and consolidate, which is something necessary as well. So this is another another module from the book on fractions, very visual, don't need a lot of words. The prompts at the bottom prompt the children to bring a newspaper to the class. Teacher puts on the music, the pairs stand on the newspaper. When the music stops, they fold the paper in half, they stand again on that paper, again the music goes on,
Beautiful.
And then they stop the music, fold it again, and they keep doing it till they keep folding it. Then they color with big brush paint or something like that. They color parts of that grid that they have made on the newspaper itself and figure out the fractions. So it's very hands-on, it's also empowering because they can repeat that activity at home on their own. Okay, and it's a holistic education, as we can well imagine. That why it is holistic, because children are learning 1:1. Every table looks different. This is a table on which they're making patterns with the objects they brought from home and from nature. They've collected a few things. So we do emphasize a lot of sustainability, and every table making patterns would be a different pattern, and this goes on and on. The 8C skills are built in. We talked about the 4C skills earlier, and 6C of Michael Fullan that include character and citizenship. We have them as well, but we've added 2 more, And these are together 8 then. One is climate consciousness and the other is connectedness. So you see, when I give a high five and I say, good job, well done, teacher will not be able to do that with every child every day and frequently in the day. Here, all day long, children are giving each other high five, well done. When they change subjects, they're still working with their pair. When they read something, they're still working with their pair. And constantly, they're making questions for each other and giving each other high five. It is social emotional learning integrated within as well. It's an education, as you can appreciate also, for equity and greater inclusion. So it's not like, I'm not going to sit with girls, as we see sometimes happen. Oh, he's my best friend, I'll only sit with him. So now they actually look forward in a week into the process. They say, oh, I wonder who's my partner for the day. And so it's changed. A lot of dynamics are changing. It's a new normalization, a different kind of way to cut the pie. Instead of transaction of learning being from teacher to the taught, or empowerment from teacher to the taught, we're saying it's a different kind of empowerment that gives agency to the children. So they're not just active, they know how to create and co-create their own learning. And in that, all these things are built-in outcomes of that process rather than worrying about to add those on. Like today it's going to be creativity, or tomorrow it's going to be, we're going to work this month on caring. We don't need to do that. Here's a caring lesson in of itself. And environment, climate consciousness we develop, as we say. So here's an activity in which we have these role plays called Tara and Her Magical World. They're on the app, and children study it. And then it's just a 4-page module. And at the bottom of that, the prompts are that the partners, one is the researcher and one is the whale. And the researcher asks the whale what are the troubles that the whale is facing, makes a documentation, they convert it into a role play, and they go to the role play, they write up the role play. So, and then you've seen all these beautiful pictures you can see on the board that have been made by the children. It's just delightful. Nature integration is a big part of it, because that's part of the holistic education that we need to give, an environment consciousness we need to build. Assessments and reports, not going to go too much into it, but assessments are different. First level of assessment is the children correcting each other. And here you can see examples of children working with each other to correct what's called control of error in the Montessori system. And children get these colorful, beautiful booklets which they work with. There's a joyful activity before they sit down and do it. Then relaxed mode, there's no tension. Marks don't have that much meaning anymore, though they get better marks now, because all children are doing better. So if all grade 1 children are doing at grade 2, then grade level test is a piece of cake for them. And we also put in a lot of challenging questions that take them beyond the grade level. And they can do it, and they're doing it very well. And parents are beginning to see that this is an amazing possibility for their children. Every parent likes to show off their child. Right? They want to show off that my child can read in English, my child can read a newspaper, my child can do these high-level mathematics sums, and my child got 95% or 100% in the test. So the tests are not easier, but the preparation is better, and that's because of the process. So here's a test, as you can see, a variety of types of questions are there, multiple choice to writing and making words and so forth. So smart tools are there, the EdTech tools that support all this. They lead to, for example, you have AI-led assessments. So teacher can create these assessments quickly, save them, give them in 4 different formats to the children, including one format in which they write full answers in their notebooks, like in a test exam context, and the teacher or the children fill each other's OMR sheets, and we have a mobile app that allows them to collect data then and there and press the button upload. Parents get the report from that test or exam, and the teachers and the principal, everybody gets it immediately if you want. Otherwise, you can hold back till a PTM some of the results. And so what we strive to achieve is, of course, deeper learning and engaged students, learners who are confident, curious, and eager to explore. And of course, strong social, emotional skills. So I can go up to a person and say, hey, I don't know this, because they've learned to say, try again. So mistakes are part of life, and that's what they do. So we would like you to consider this sooner than later, so we can help your teachers be prepared, your curriculum materials be studied by them. We want to perhaps give training in advance of the session. We want the promotional materials to say so. We also give a placard that you can put up on the school saying now we are a path school supported by Alpha, and we can also do a baseline of a children's level at the different grade levels. So we do it a year later, then you will know, okay, where are my children on that same test a year ago, and now same grade, different children, how are they doing a year later. So that's really important. So we are offering this, for the first time to the schools across India, besides our own schools where we've been doing this, and the government schools where we're giving it for free. So private schools have to pay, unfortunately. Like you buy books for the children in your bag, you'll probably consider that buddy books are worth a go. And, otherwise, no problem. Next year, you see how other schools have done and so forth. There is no rush, but we would like you to look at it very carefully, and that will be a pleasure for us that you have considered it seriously. And not just books, the whole process, so training and all the things we do. There is a lot of evidence of the pedagogy that has been documented, because we believe in doing research, and that's what we've been doing for the last 20 plus years. One of the evidences is from 2022, which is when we launched the program. In 40 days, how the children went from a particular point to a particular point. This was covered by Harvard Graduate School of Education. That's in the US. All of you know Harvard University, and their Graduate School of Education is where the students study master's level and PhD level education and do policy work as well. So there, and then it is also a book, both the other books are also available on Amazon. They are, one of them, the red one on the right, is on Alpha itself, the pedagogy. And it was published by Bloomsbury last year in 2024. And the previous book is more about adult literacy. My earlier work was with the adult people who are in the slums and villages, and also with the children out of school. So, but children are children, research is research, and now it is with the elite schools also, we are seeing similar results, a dramatic improvement in children's learning, joyfulness and confidence. And they're spoken English and the lot, as we know. Okay, so love for you to stay in touch with us, contact us. All the information is there on our gettylearn.org website. And we have a quick feedback form we'd love to give you, and then we can give you a certificate for attending this training. Look forward to seeing how it unfolds for you and for all of us. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Sabha ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sunita.
So rush through a future of education. Can you imagine that? In 1 hour, being able to talk about a brand new education and a path forward, perhaps for all of us. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you.
As its name suggests, education must be purposeful, active, transformative, and holistic. Transformation in education is not merely desirable, it is an imperative. We need a system that goes beyond incremental reform to a genuine paradigm shift. Our education system needs to keep evolving itself. What children need today are meaningful opportunities to succeed and to learn with joy. Achieving this requires the courage to move away from outdated practices and embrace innovation. It is commendable that the City Montessori School has adopted the Accelerating Learning for All, Alpha program for its 21,000 students. This approach helps every child learn better, faster, and with greater joy. As Getty launches the Path movement, let it serve as a call to action for leaders, educators, parents, and communities to come together for this transformative journey. Let us place children at the center of our efforts and give them the future they deserve.